As she stared into the mirror, confused and trembling, tears rolled down her cheeks. To her face was fine, just a few small pimples. But to everyone around her, what they saw made them scream in horror. They all complained that they were giant boils, oozing pus, running like something alive beneath her face. And the man she loved the most, the one who had promised her forever, was already pulling away. But how did all this begin? Let me take you back.
If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please support us by hitting the subscribe button, like, share, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks.
Ada and Tonia were best friends. They had been close ever since their first year in school. But in truth, they were complete opposites. Ada was quiet, kind, and reserved. She cared for people. Tonia, on the other hand, was flashy, loud, always wanting attention, and very, very harsh with people. Tonia, please, can you hurry up? We're already late for class, and you know Mr. Peter, if you come late to his class, you won't sign attendance, Ada said. Tonia laughed while adjusting her makeup. Sorry now. I just needed to finish my face. Don't be angry, Ada. They both rushed off. But by the time they got to class, Mr. Peter had already started teaching, and angrily, he sent them out. Ada was upset. It was Tonia's fault, but as usual, Tonia just laughed it off and later dragged Ada to lunch, trying to make her happy. At the restaurant that afternoon, a guy named Mike sneaked up behind Tonia and covered her eyes playfully. "Guess who?" Mike said. Tonia, irritated, replied, "I don't know, I beg." She turned around, saw Mike, and immediately shouted, "Are you mad? What gave you the audacity to touch my skin?" Before Ada could calm her down, Tonia picked up a whole plate of rice and poured it on Mike's head. The entire restaurant went silent. Mike just stood there, shocked, and then Tonia hissed loudly, "Don't ever bring your poverty body near me again." She walked out proudly. Ada was embarrassed. She quietly apologized to Mike before running after her friends. This wasn't the first time. Tonia embarrassed men all the time. One guy wrote her a love letter. She read it out in front of the whole class, then tore it and walked away laughing. Another guy bought her a simple but beautiful necklace. Tonia looked at it, frowned, and flung it away. "Tonia, I may not have much, but my love for you is true," a guy said to her. Tonia replied, "True love won't pay my bills. I beg shift." Ada couldn't take it anymore. "Tonia, you don't have to embarrass them like this. They're humans too." Tonia, laughing loud, replied, "Ada, you're too soft. That's why men don't even notice you. Me? I deserve a king." One evening, as they stopped by the market, a young man walked up to them. His name was David. He wasn't flashy. His clothes were simple, but his smile was warm. He politely asked Ada to excuse them so he could talk to Tonia. But before he could even finish speaking, Tonia rolled her eyes. "Hey! So I have suffered in this life to the point poor boys like you are approaching me. Please, 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 respect yourself." She hissed and walked away. Ada felt embarrassed for him. The next morning, David met Ada again outside the hostel. "Hi, I'm sorry about yesterday. Please, can I just talk to Tonia for a moment. Ada, being kind, took him inside where Tonia was washing clothes. As soon as Tonia saw him, she shouted, "Don't you hear English? Do I look like your mate?" And before David could explain, she carried her bucket of soapy water and poured it all over him. Other students who were watching burst into laughter. Ada was heartbroken. She quickly ran to help him dry up, apologized on her friend's behalf, and walked him out gently. That evening, David sent Ada a message. She replied, and they started talking. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. David fell deeply in love with Ada's kindness. And Ada, she too realized he was different. When he finally asked her out, she said yes. Tonia only laughed when she heard the news. She mocked her friend, saying, "So you and that poor boy are dating? Ada, both of you will die poor." But Ada didn't care. For the first time, she was truly happy. On graduation day, the impossible happened. A sleek, black, expensive car pulled up in front of the campus, and to everyone's shock, David stepped out, but this time, he wasn't in his casual, simple clothes. He wore an expensive suit. He looked like royalty. He went straight to Ada, knelt down, and brought out a ring. Ada froze. David, what is this? David, smiling, said, "Ada, I am not what I appear to be. I am the son of a king. Before I ascend the throne, I must choose a bride, someone who would love me for me, not for my money, not for my crown. And I have chosen you. Will you be my queen?" Ada's eyes filled with tears. She couldn't believe it. She said yes. The crowd screamed in excitement. But in the corner, Tonia's heart was breaking. She smiled on the outside, but inside, she was drowning in regrets. As David and Ada enjoyed their love, going on dates, receiving gifts, posting pictures, Tonia grew bitter. At night, she would sit alone, whispering to herself, "Me, Tonia, Miss Campus Queen, watching Ada, this plain girl, become a queen over my dead body." She went to the dark priest. The man gave her a cream and told her to give it to Ada. Tonia hesitated for days until Ada asked her for skincare advice. That was the chance she was waiting for. She gave Ada the cream. The next morning, Ada woke up, looked in the mirror, and her face was fine. But when Tonia walked in, she screamed, "Jesus, Ada, your face! What happened to your face?" Ada ran to the mirror, but what she saw was just her normal skin. Yet, when she stepped outside, people gasped and moved away. Her face was covered in huge, hideous boils, but she couldn't see them. At first, David was supportive. He took her to the doctors, but the test showed nothing. The doctors told him her skin was perfectly fine. Yet to the world, Ada looked like a monster. Slowly, David began to withdraw. He stopped visiting. He cancelled dates. Tonia stepped in, comforting him, pretending to be the good one. And one day, David broke the news. "Ada, I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. I'm getting married to Tonia." Ada froze. Tears rolled down her cheek. "You knew I love him, Tonia. How could you?" Ada said. Tonia, smiling coldly, replied, In love and war, my dear, only the strong win. Tonia married David. She was introduced to his supposed royal parents. Everything looked perfect. They traveled abroad. Ada was left behind, mocked and broken. But her mother took her to a pastor. Your friend betrayed you. She placed a curse on you out of jealousy, but the Lord would fight for you, the pastor said. The pastor prayed, and immediately Ada's face cleared, the boils vanished. Ada wept for joy, but the story was not over. A month later, breaking news shook the nation. Interpol had arrested a notorious human trafficker at Abuja airport. When the man's face was shown on TV, Ada screamed. It was David, but his real name was not David. He was never a prince. The Queen and King Tonia met were actors. David's group had been luring girls, faking royalty, and trafficking them to Italy for prostitution. Many girls had fallen victim, and now Tonia was one of them. Ada fell to the floor, trembling. Her so-called prince was nothing but a devil in disguise. That Sunday, Ada stood in church and shared her testimony. What I thought was the end of my life was only God's way of saving me. My friend betrayed me, but God turned it around for my good. Today I am free. Ada testified. The whole church shouted in praise, and Ada walked away, stronger, wiser, and grateful for her second chance.
For more interesting and amazing stories like this, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and thanks for watching. We love you.